What is up, my YouTube family? I am coming to you because I just feel called to share this message. I don't know why it is so heavy on my spirit. I'm really trying to be more obedient, and to be honest, my weather right now internally is just a little bit gloomy. It's a sad, gloomy, cloudy day. Emphasis on cloudy though. And we're going to get into why it's cloudy. But notice that I said the word cloudy. So for today's video, I am getting ready for a little event because I live in Houston and there's this event called Wine and Sage that I've been trying to get to for some time now. But baby, when I tell you it's been like Hunger Games to get in the building. Like, when I first heard about the event over the summer, I was in and out of town or whatever, so I wasn't able to make it there. And then it got popular on TikTok. And you know how that goes. Once TikTok gets a hold of it, baby, you can call it quits on it ever being the same again. And sometimes there are things that we need to gatekeep. But I am challenging myself to get ready in, what time is it? I told my friend I'd be ready at 7:15. It is 6:32. Alexa, set a 20-minute timer.
20 minutes, starting now. While you wait, would you like to play a round of Super Quiz of the Day?
No, ma'am. Thanks, Bookie. But yeah, so to get into the content for today, I am currently a bit blue. Like, I'm just not feeling it. And I live with depression. I am on medication for depression. And I use an antidepressant to ensure that I'm getting the sleep that I need to get, because sometime in January, real talk, sometime last November, like last October, I left a really toxic job and then started a new one. And the analogy I like to use about starting that job was I got on the little life raft that carries the character in Life of Pi through. Like, I was on a barely making it kind of life raft. And I took a new job because it paid more, and I was thankful to be earning more, especially after learning that I was being severely undercompensated. And but what do I mean by that specifically? My white colleague was making $27,000 more than me, and we have the same amount of experience, the same amount of education, all that stuff. And to make matters worse, I was working for an organization that prioritizes equity. I mean, it's in the name. It's in the name. It's in the projects, all that stuff. But nevertheless, I was harmed by that employer. And so much so, I took FMLA because my mental health was basura in the trash can. It was just no longer working for me. And I had been applying for a job for about 1.5 years. But when you hate your work and you see holes, let me just say this. When you see holes in what is happening compared to the grant proposals or the write-ups or the programming, like when you see holes compared to what should be happening, what we promised and what we're doing, and what we even go on to say that we're doing, it messes with your mind. At least it messes with mine. Like, I recognize that there are some people in this world that can just grin and bear it. It's a job, it pays my bills, like I don't need to be satisfied and happy. But baby, as a Pisces sun, Libra moon, Leo rising, someone who values justice, okay? Someone who values integrity, okay? And I do this work to genuinely support the people that need to be supported, okay? It is very painful to be on the faulty programming side. Let me just say that. And so when it came down to looking for new work, you know, a job loves to ask, why should we hire you? And there was a time where I literally couldn't even answer that question because my work and my identity was so closely tied to what they were doing that I'm just not having a good time. Like, I'm not even a good time, like it's not fun, but I'm not okay. Like, I'm not well. When they ask me to talk about like what you've been successful at or what you've achieved, I'm an honest person, and I was having a hard time just finding a way to talk about my experience without, you know, revealing what I'm not even revealing on this video right here, and then still feeling confident about what I can contribute to the workplace. Because there was a point in time where I was like, I don't know what I can contribute, you know what I'm saying? Like, so nevertheless, I don't want to make this video too much about them because, but you know, you feel me? Nevertheless, I ended up joining a new organization, similar type of work. I figured I'd give it a try at another institution and see, like, is it the work or is it me? Like, is it just not aligned? Does it just not work for me? Y'all see how this broke? Oh my gosh. Now don't get me wrong, this is really old, but girl, can't you tell that it's story time? Ugh. So hopefully this makeup look comes out bare minimum decent. It don't gotta be beep, but decent. This is what we're hoping for today. But yeah, so I joined a new organization. Come to find out, similar working dynamic. And it was honestly, once I came to that realization, I came to it very early on in my time there. Like, I had only been working there like 2 months, and I realized in month 1 that my job search was not over. However, I was feeling really conflicted about like, what do I do? Because I've accomplished a lot in my small time in public health. Like, I had that overachiever spirit and wanted to do a lot, and so I did. And so now I'm in a situation where I'm overqualified for entry-level jobs, and I'm not selling myself for the managerial and mid-level professional work that aligns with my experience, so it's going to challenge me in the right way, but also the money that I want. And then I'm in school to be a therapist. Like, what I ultimately want to do is therapy. So what do I do from here? Come to find out, while I was choosing my word for 2023 to be surrender, because I had a feeling that just something was finna, you know what I'm saying, get me going and make me have to surrender. I did not know that it was going to be a sudden job loss. So long story short, I ended up getting on medication sometime in February when I saw that, okay, this is a little bit more than a blues. Like, this is starting to feel like it's unbearable for me. And one day, I just did not sleep. Like, I had done lots of stuff to improve my sleep hygiene before getting on medication. And one day I was just up. My mind wasn't even racing. Like, I was just up and I knew something was wrong. And like, for me, my sleep and my depression symptoms go hand in hand. So I knew that that next day was not only finna be rough, but that I needed help. And so really, when I went to the doctor, I had planned on asking for a sleeping medication. Like, let me get a couple months, whatever. I'm going through a hard time right now. Won't be forever. No big deal. Baby, they redid my depression screening. Why did I answer like 2 or 3 and above on every single one except hopelessness and a desire to unalive myself? And I was so dumbfounded because The last time where I was depressed and on medication, like I was giving it up like Eeyore, you feel me? Like I was your typical like sad, hopeless, can't get out of bed, whatever. I wasn't irritable, or at least to a point where I could acknowledge it. Like that wasn't my main concern. And so I missed the signs of my depression getting worse and ended up being put on a medication that could help me sleep. And I was getting tension headaches, and I knew like from being stressed and grinding my teeth, like all of that was possible for me to be having an adverse reaction to. I tried the medication, baby. Gave it about 2 weeks, and yes ma'am, we started sleeping back right. Things just started falling into place, and being on that medication really seriously made all the difference for me. And I'm just thankful that I'm on a medication that works for me. I'm also thankful, all things considered, with being unemployed in America, that the marketplace afforded me a health insurance that I could afford, which is actually $0 a month, so I could actually see a therapist and work through the things that I wanted to work through. And so my therapist just so happens to take insurance, but how I originally found her, and this is what I want to share, I feel like this is what God and Spirit is telling me to share more aloud, is Open Path Collective. Now I know about this because I am a therapist. I'm in school to be a therapist. I finish in May. I'm affirming that I finish in May. I'm calling it out that I finish in May because I don't need to be in this program much longer. I've learned, and this is not even me being cocky, this is me literally looking at my transcripts. I've done all the steps. And so in May, all steps will be completed. Amen. Amen. Open Path Collective is a directory for affordable therapists. How it works is that you pay a one-time membership fee. I believe it's $70. And then after that, you get your membership number. After you get your membership number, then you can reach out to therapists that are listed on the directory. And for me, again, I know this is language and knowledge that I have as a therapist, but I wanted someone who could work through my trauma that I felt like would impede on my ability to be a good therapist to others, and really just in the quality of life that I wanted to have. I spent majority of my 20s healing from a very specific set of things, but it was just a little bit more that cognitively I needed more support. I needed something more advanced. I needed something more specific and designed for trauma. And so I did my little filter. I found her, and what she said in her bio that stuck out to me was that it's life and I was just like, baby, you have no idea how life is lifing right now. Like, I had never been fired before. Them people fired me in like 2 minutes. I had just finished the invoice for something for the job, and I was put into a meeting with my boss, and I was out of the office earlier that week because I had a wild ear infection, and I just wanted to touch base with her because I was new. So like, I wanted her to know that like I was still taking care of stuff. What's her expectation of like PTO, because as she saw, I was still emailing while I was out, like what's going on. Next thing I know, I see her red eyes, red nose, red cheeks, everything, and I'm just like, why are you crying? And baby, she said, effective immediately, you are terminated from this position. You need to send us back your work, laptop, yada yada yada. And in that moment, they also turned off my email. Like, I literally had an invoice like drafted to a potential vendor, and they turned off my email literally mid sentence, and I was fired within 120, 180 seconds. Like seconds. And honestly, I felt some sort of relief. However, like anyone else in this country, I would be a bit lost or a bit bewildered, you know, if I had a sudden job loss. Like, no matter what, it's gonna hit you. And for me, I don't think there ever would have been enough of a savings nest for me to feel satisfied, because I had several $1,000s saved. So like, money at first wasn't my immediate concern, because I had built up like financial habits that have helped me for rainy days. But a rainy day is very different than what feels like a monsoon season. You feel me? It feels different than hurricane season. And so, yeah, that's what happened to me earlier this year. And that's when I realized that I needed medication. And working on my depression and making significant strides, there are days like today where I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. Like, I don't want to go. But I can like literally tell that it's just, I ain't gonna say it's just, because they're very valid feelings. But this is one of those moments where I need to do the hard thing, because on the other side is that gratification that I'm looking for. Not instant, but I'm building up muscles. I'm building up the habit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm excited. I'm excited for, there's a part of me that's excited and ready to see what the vibes are like. And the other part of me is just like, girl, we could do without this. And truth be told, when I woke up this morning, I was pretty exhausted from working the night before. And just feeling like an overall dissatisfaction with my part-time role, and feeling like, okay, I was in this particular position literally like 6 years ago, and as I approach a new decade, am I falling off? Like, am I setting myself back? Am I not in alignment? Am I like, what's going on? And like heeding to the notes of dissatisfaction and frustration, because those are indicators within my human design profile. I am a manifesting generator 4-6 profile. That right angle arc and all that other stuff, I don't know, boo. Once I know what it means, that's when I retain it to my brain. And so until I figure out what that means, you ain't gonna get that language from me. I'm getting ready to go to this event. I'm hoping that the vibes are exactly what I need and I come out of it just pleasantly surprised. But really, when I think about it, like, it took a lot of contemplation to relocate to Houston. Like, that's the honest truth. Like, a lot of things went into this decision for me. And so naturally, when I first moved here, my energy was like, seize the day. But then I realized, baby, I can't keep up with these Houston folks. Like, you could really go hours for hours for hours. Club, bus, another club, bus, plane, whatever. And I can't do that. It just don't work for my mental health. Period. However, there are events, there are things that I can do, that I can bask in and enjoy, that don't have to feel draining. And I've heard from other people that have a similar shared value with as mine, that this kind of thing is not that, or this kind of thing is the thing that I'm looking for, rather. You see how we stop talking when we do eyeliner, baby, because the way, don't nobody got time to be messing nothing up. And I'm trying to get this video and all in one take. If I get this video the way it should be, then I know that I did what I was supposed to do with me and the universe. Me and the universe are aligning and conspiring. Alexa, stop. But yeah, so I'm getting ready for this event. Gonna throw on something to wear and go be social, because you never know what could happen. You never know who you could meet that could change your life. Like, I could meet somebody that I network with that has the potential to give me grants for my nonprofit, or give me business for my private practice that's coming. Like, all sorts of things. And you have to be grounded in that. And so It was Hunger Games to get tickets. And baby, if you did not set an alarm, you was SOL. Like, no way you're going, because they sell out like this. And they done went up in the price for entry. But you know, breathing costs money, so that is what it is. I hope that it's for operational costs and improvements, and not because, oh, we got some popularity going, let us rip people in the pocket. That's my sincere hope. You never know these days, especially around here in Houston, but you know, I am calling out that's the sitch at hand. And now, after doing this video, I am growing in my excitement. Like, now I feel more called, more ready to do what I gotta do to have a good time and be cute, be merry. I'm young, I ain't got no kids, even though my little four-legged kid is back there doing something. I'm sure he probably just laying on the couch. You know, when I get the recording, because look, this YouTube channel has been in the making all year, sadly. I've talked myself out of doing this several different times. Shout out to Kadisha for allowing me to use her camera, because her camera is going to 29 minutes and 59 seconds. My camera is not, for whatever reason, but whatever. Things happen, and if nothing else, between persevering and all the other stuff, like, that is the energy. But I feel like it was on my heart to share this message about going to seek help. If you're feeling those holiday blues, those sad blues, those hard times, and you're just kind of, I won't say wallowing like Eeyore, because like I said, my depression didn't look like that. I actually am going to list symptoms of depression either on the screen, so let me move over to one side, or in the caption. If you see that this is true for you, I'm going to put that Open Path Collective site in the description, and I would encourage you to get the support that you need. The marketplace is also doing open enrollment for everyone right now until December 15th, if I'm not mistaken. I will also put that information in the description below. But I do have this deck here. It's the Elemental Alchemist, and it's an oracle deck and guidebook, and so I just shuffled it, and I just want to pull out that top of the card energy. It's compassion. So have compassion for yourself during these times. The state of the world is really just stinky, and so I hope above all else you find a way to do that for yourself, because you too are deserving of just joy, prosperity, thriving, and wellness above all else. And I fully recognize that some of the systems that be and the powers that be disenfranchise some people from getting there than others. Some people, some groups more than others. And the truth is, I don't have an answer for everything. My desire here is to be a voice to those that are living with depression, and normalizing the conversation of how it is that you can feel blue in one moment and still push through, and then later on find out, like, all right, that was a moment. Now what? Like, now do I feel differently? Or that feelings are fleeting. But above all else, I just wanted to share some resources, share my experience, and tell y'all that I too struggle. And actually doing my makeup and talking with y'all today has felt so therapeutic. So I thank you if you've made it all the way to the end of this video. Leave a key if you made it all the way to the end of the video. And like, comment, and subscribe. I will be back with more. Thank you for being here. Oh, I'm sitting in my high chair. Ah, my foot is numb. Gagged. I need to get my triple OG lashes back. My homegirl Anika used to have a lash line, and them classic lashes that she came out with that very first time, nothing like them. This lash is scratching me, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know what is causing it to scratch, because it's laid. It's laid. Is it even this eye? Yes. I think I might change my lashes off camera.